Joins us in studio to give us the very latest. The chair says, of course, everything is in plan and ready to go for the elections. Earlier, we've seen the clerics there urging for further dialogue. Is this a possibility, and is it something that you can explore?
One is that we have never closed the door in terms of dialogue to anyone. And if you realize that from February this year, since the new commission came into office, we've been having discussions with different stakeholders. And the idea is to rally the country together so that we are all ready for this election. And if you look at where we are today, when the church is calling for dialogue, we've been open to that. And I can tell you that last week when we met presidential candidates, that was the idea of trying to create understanding over the critical issues of the ballot paper.
Right.
And I can also confirm to you that last Sunday as well, we met some of the religious leaders and we discussed this matter, some of the members of the private sector quietly, with an aim of rallying the country together so that we have a common perspective. So we are open, but we must also be pragmatic.
All right.
We must be pragmatic in the sense that we must have an election come August this year as per the Constitution.
But we can't ignore the concerns raised, and at least at the heart of this particular discussion and what the clerics were proposing was that there needs to be some consideration of the concerns over the ballot printing. But the chair has made it clear that you're going on. Is that still the position?
That is the position of the Commission. If we must hold the election on August 8th this year, we must proceed in the manner in which we have proceeded. I think what we need to do as a country is to create the understanding. For us as a Commission, we know that we got that constitutional mandate to discharge this responsibility. And if there is that common understanding that whatever decisions we've taken as an independent institution is to guarantee the people of Kenya their rights, that appreciation, if it's there across all the actors, I think we're going to move forward.
Yes.
This is the first time that we're seeing that the ballot papers procurement is becoming an issue. All this while, even before the new constitution, it has never been an issue. This is the first time that's becoming an issue.
Wow.
But we want to assure the country that whatever decisions we've made them in a way that guarantees the country to hold the election come this August.
Well, you say it's the first time, but of course it's with hindsight that they say, for instance, the Chicken Gate scandal and, Smith and Osman, that was more or less the same concerns that now compounding to this particular situation where they are not letting anything go.
No,
and it is easily politicized.
Yeah, but also let's be clear, let's distinguish issues.
Yes.
So far, the issues around Smith and Osman at the Chicken Gate, those are not the issues affecting this tender. The issue affecting this tender, they're more political. In the sense that
which this particular tender was given.
Yeah, but it was not about impropriety. No one is challenging the direct procurement.
But if it's improper in terms of how the tender was given, that is impropriety.
No, it's not improper.
All right.
No one has shown to us that there was impropriety in the manner in which the tender was. That's not at stake.
Yes.
The issue at stake is that allegations that one of the competitors had contact with alleged owners of the company. But it's got nothing to do with the procurement process.
And give you a right of reply there that you had a meeting with the president, and of course this is an opportunity for you to clarify. Were you in any meeting in terms of this particular contract being realized?
I can tell you without fear of contradiction, I've met the president of this republic twice in my life. One perchance in Mombasa during the Capsa conference. The second time I met him is when we were paying him a courtesy call, introducing new commissioners. Never met the president, and there was never anyone attempting to reach out to influence the manner in which the tender was awarded.
Okay.
And most importantly, it was a corporate decision. We have a new commission in place. They've been presented with the issues. They've looked at the issues, and they have corporately, unanimously agreed that this is the best way to safeguard the election come August this year.
You've made the position clear, the chair has made the position clear that we're moving on in terms of the ballot printing. Where is the process so far in terms of realizing it?
We just approved the list of candidates who are going to participate in the coming election. We're just about to gazette. We've already signed the contract for the ballot paper. We should be submitting the ballot paper proofs or samples to the printer in readiness for production towards the end, by the end of this week. So we need to do that.
To start by the end of this week.
Production has to start by the end of this week, because the first deliveries are supposed to start registering with us from the 25th of July. And the last date of delivery should be 2nd of August. And for us to be able to print 120 million ballot papers, it's not just a paper you're going to find on the streets. These are security assets that must be, we must ensure that they meet the standards and must be packaged properly and delivered at the right place. And that does not just happen when you wake up in the morning and say, okay, we're going to have a ballot paper being printed for purpose of the election. You need time. And that's why we made the decision that we made. The
process you've painted so far makes it look like there's no turning back. I mean, try just to unpack it for the Kenyan who is concerned. They want to vote, they want to be part of this process and have it transparently done, beg your pardon. What would it entail, engaging someone else? And how long would that take?
Look, getting someone else, first of all, you must go back to the provision of the law. The only other option would be direct procurement. And direct procurement, you must be able to identify that particular supplier. And there are certain procedures to be followed. So we are talking about not less than 2 weeks to complete that particular process. And 2 weeks is already too late. As we speak now, we're already too late. So we are trying to recover on lost time to be in time for the election.
Yes, and there was the invitation to all the players and stakeholders to accompany the process, at least the demonstration of this process of the ballot printing. Is that still going ahead, because there's some of the stakeholders who have not been too sure about it?
Those who have not been too sure about it is really the political parties, the main political parties. But what we are saying, look, let us work together as a country. We've given this invitation for the sake of transparency. Issues or allegations have been presented, but we are saying there's nothing like that. All of us can be together in this journey. Come, we go witness the printing of ballot papers, let the ballot papers come home, and let's be able to participate in the general election. So it's an invitation to all these critical players. And the fact that they've indicated that they may not be participating, our prayer and our desire is that they actually participate.
So this is still going on as scheduled, and this was for when?
It was supposed to be 22nd. We might adjust it up to Friday this week, given that the letters are going out tomorrow. And also there are issues around the visa that we need to complete. But what we are saying, this invitation stands, and let's work together as critical actors in this process to make sure that this election happens.
As you give your last comments, at the heart of this as well was that the allegation that if you have a ballot paper printer who is in favor, apparently, with one of the players in the contest, then there will be some tampering and rigging of sorts. Is this tamper-proof, whoever it is awarded to?
I can assure you, the issues at stake, if you look at the consideration that we put in place, one of the critical elements was a company with the capacity to handle sensitive security materials. And that was one of the critical considerations why Ghurair was given this award. And remember that Ghurair has been printing ballot papers for us from 2014 up to now. This is not the first time. So the default option in the circumstance was we go back to Ghurair, because they've been able to prove that they're able to handle sensitive material. And not just handling sensitive materials of production, but also logistic-wise, packaging them properly and ensuring that they get to the right place in the right manner. And that is what we appreciate. And if you look at what they've done in other parts of the world, and at the rating, at the UN level, they are rated as one of the top. The language they use are excellent, reliable at any given point in time. And I think we are on the same page for people who have interest in ensuring that we have these ballot papers. Our choice, I think, was the best given the circumstances.
And just to re-clarify or clarify that the production, as you say, if the process continues as scheduled, will start the end of the week. When can Kenyans start seeing a sample of something that they can expect on August 8th?
We're inviting, first of all, of course, the stakeholders. We're going to have media personalities who are accompanying us. And while in Dubai, they should be able to relay news back at home in terms of what they are seeing. So that is an open process. So on 25th, the first 25th of July, the first consignment lands. And from that particular point, of course, onwards all the way to the 2nd of August.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time. And as you say, of course, this goes forward as scheduled.
This goes forward as scheduled. And my appeal to Kenyans is this. We have a country to secure. And the fact that we have elections, that's something that we must celebrate.
Right.
And we should not use this as an excuse of not doing what we do best, having elections every year. Thank you.
Bwana Ezra Chiloba, CEO of the IEBC, thank you for your time. And we'll be engaging further as we count down to the August 8th elections.